Hi and welcome to the channel. Today, as you can see, I'm at Old Trafford. This will be the sort of introduction to the rebuild of the new stadium, which I'll be following all the way through from start to finish. As those of you who know already subscribe to my channel, I've done stadium rebuild at Everton, followed the new stand at Anfield, and currently doing the Etihad Stadium. And so, of course, this is the biggest of them all. So we're going to take a look at where it's going and a few thoughts. My two sons, both United season ticket holders, so I sort of do have the views of United fans. So we'll move on over. We'll go to where it's going first and some of the things that are being done. So it's going out the back of the Stretford end. Now United already they obviously own the car park. I do believe they own some of this up here. What has got to be done is this railway freight terminal has got to be moved. Now this is where apparently some of the public funding is coming into play. I do believe I've read it's around 300 million to move this, relocate it to a new position. It does have the benefit that it will stop freight trains from going through like the centre of Manchester like they often do now. So less disruption to the sort of normal train services. I say once that's sort of done, there is sort of ample room for a new stadium. Of course, they're not going to knock Old Trafford down until it's finished, which is a bonus, because the options to play elsewhere are not particularly good. Obvious reasons, Manchester City would be the sort of nearest and most practical, but probably one of the least wanted. I'm not sure it would be wanted. It certainly wouldn't be wanted by City fans. I'm not sure United fans would want to call their home for, well, at least 5 years is what they're saying from once this is started. Anfield, another one mentioned. I would say that's the probably biggest definite no of them all. Everton, good possibility. New modern stadium. Relationships with Everton are good, certainly compared to what they have with Liverpool. So, but it's in a different city. So, then apart from that, we're on to smaller stadiums. Bolton, one mentioned. the women and the under 23s currently at Leigh Sports Village, but that's like, I think it's 12,000 capacity, so not really viable. So if they can stay here during it, I think that's obviously the best all round. So another one of the main features is the fact they're going to try and use the canal system to bring parts in, which, when you think of the site, they're talking bringing the stadium in large modular sections. I imagine trying to do that on the roads would be a logistical nightmare. I mean, I don't know how it works with bridges and things on the canals. I imagine that's all been looked at. There must be certain routes that are to get to here are practical. Now, a lot of things. It was a bit strange in the week. You had Jim Ratcliffe on one day talking to Gary Neville about how if they wasn't careful, the club could fold by Christmas if they kept up their current sort of expenditure. And then the following day, they're announcing a £2 billion stadium. So I know it's going to be funded. I imagine it'll be a sponsored stadium. My sort of views on that are that Old Trafford will be gone, so I don't think it'll be that concerning that something else, another stadium, is no longer called Old Trafford, because, you know, even though it's only going to be here, it still isn't Old Trafford. Sad. It's been home since 1910, but it's been neglected for years. It's in a poor state. We've all seen the pictures of what they keep calling Britain's largest waterfall. This was one of the corners that's poured in that time when it rained. You know, and you look at things like that was clear perspex at one time, and it's just left. Bobby Charlton stand is obviously the oldest, and there's one of the problems. It's the railway line that goes directly past. So some other things that have been mentioned. There's been no word of how sort of any of the iconic things of Old Trafford will be sort of included into it. There's the obvious things like the Munich clock. You've got to hope that's got a place on the new stadium, because obviously that can't be left here. There's a sort of the Munich remembrance plaque. So I'd imagine they need a place sort of on the new stadium. So I get it into view. The Holy Trinity, I suppose it could stay where it is, because I believe by looking at the plans, this will be where Old Trafford is now will sort of be the start of like similar to Wembley Way. So, that is one that could possibly stay still as a sort of memento of where Old Trafford was. Of course, there's a Sir Matt Busby statue. So they're all, say the Munich clock and the other ones are all on the stadium, so they can't stay as such, so they have to be moved. So it's quite possible. See, there's the canal. I suppose these low bridges, they wouldn't cause a issue because they do actually belong to United. And of course on this side we do have Sir Alex Ferguson statue, yet again up on the stadium. So would have to be moved. So it'd be little things like that would settle sort of United fans when they know what's happening to some of the history. There's like the Munich tunnel on this left hand side under the Bobby Charlton stand. If I move round, under there, and then there's mementos and sort of remembrance area halfway along the tunnel. So that's a quick little update of where it's going. Be interested now to see the time scale. A lot of things at first said about because the use of government money, but they've announced that's not for the stadium, that is for the whole area. And there will be a lot of area to redevelop once it's done. Obviously it's not cost effective to make this a smaller stadium for the women or the under 23s. So it will be all regeneration. So I'm also gonna go to Carrington because 50 million has been spent on Carrington, bringing that sort of up to scratch. That they left for there in 2000 after the treble, and I think basically nothing had been spent on that ever since. So they brought that in line, or bringing that back in line with sort of modern standards. So we're going to have a look at that, and then we'll basically await news of when this will happen. So please do like, share and subscribe, do the notification bell, and every time there's developments here, I will be here. So thank you for watching. Just do look out for the Carrington video, and I will see you all soon.